What's going on, you guys? It's Tony at Casa Esmeralda, and today I'm finishing off my pasture gate. I have not been filming. I wanted to because of the wind. It's been not so good, but I'm going to try filming today because my pasture gate is done. So thank you for those who have liked and subscribed. If you like this video, please hit that like button down below. And okay, so let's get going here and take a look around at some of the things I have done and what I'm doing to get this place up and running. So the goats were here, and actually that's one of the reasons why I moved the hay bales. The hay bale, because the goats were already eating this, so they must have ate about 20 figs. And I love these purple figs in the summer. These are the purple ones. They come end of June, first week of July. These figs are ready, so that is all good. The chickens are doing okay, which is here. And then the baby chicks have the new brooder house, which I turned, which was the winter time for the goats, because you can't, it's pretty hard to breed chickens when the temperatures are freezing cold. This door broke off today, unfortunately, with the wind and everything. This has to get fixed here, so that's another thing. So the chick brooder is in here now, and they got for seven baby chicks. These chicks are really running. I haven't had any problems yet. I'm just trying to keep them warm, and then that keeps them strong. So they just got in here last night. They just got in here last night, and they are getting used to their area. So all good. Should order some more baby chicks, and then I can just see if I all fits good. Garden's really growing. There's some potatoes there. There's still the fennel from the winter time. I haven't opened up today. I got the sprinkler and automatic system. The garden pump is up and running then too. So I was able to get the hose all the way down here because I need to do the cement work for the pasture gate. Let's look at here at the tiller job, well, at the plow job. And so I didn't get a tiller, I got a plow, and I'm all set to go. Absolutely gorgeous garden. I'm just gonna let this sit here and not water or anything for a week or two. So I did this last week, if you saw my video on the tractor, and I got a nice summer garden here, a little bit of shade too for the lettuce and everything, which is going to come in here. So I'm gonna let this sit here for a week longer, at least 2 weeks, and just let all these weeds die off, and no rain or anything like that, and then I'm gonna plant. So that's my goal. And then I got some hay mist from my chickens and my goats, and that's gonna be all spread up on here. As you see here, like this hay mist, no weeds, right? So that's the key thing. The root stout method does work. You cover your garden with the hay mist from animals, and you get no weeds. But when you start watering, you're gonna get weeds. So the growing period is about 2 months here, and when you get a good growing period, then you're gonna end up with weeds in the end. But by that time, your melons or your cucumbers or your vegetables, your tomatoes are all ready to eat. So I've had this hay down here now, I think it's about almost 2.5, 3 weeks. It's about, yeah, 3 Sundays I've had I put this on a Sunday, and no weeds came up even after the rain. So that is pretty neat, and I'm gonna do the same method down there, and I'm gonna have all this as a nice garden for myself. There's a little gecko running across there. So the goats are all locked up. And I moved that hay bale, which was here from the tractor, I moved it over there in the center. And the original goal was to have the pasture gate actually in here, but when I drove the tractor and I realized it wasn't wide enough, and that gate was only a meter, like just over a meter wide, so I want to get a gate in here that's at least 1.8 meters wide, and then that will give me enough to hook up the trailer when I go get hay, or like these big hay bales and things like that on the back of my Jeep trailer. I can hook that same trailer on the back of the tractor. I can drive the tractor in here, then I can dump the hay bale and unload here and things like that. So that would be pretty cool. So these guys already went out like early morning hours. They get up around 5 or 6 a.m. and they do their rounds, and they were eating for a good 2 hours in the morning and about 2 hours at night. So goats need about a good 4-hour day of browsing. Then afterwards they also need their hay and things like that. So a good well balance of hay and of greens, like of pasture, and a combination of grains all keeps their diet well. And then they got a little bit of these olive trees and things like that I said before. And the ducks, they're all happy. The ducks are still waiting in the duck bath. I got an old bathtub and I just got to dig a hole in here in the ground with a pick and shovel. Maybe take me a couple hours to get a nice bathtub in the ground here, and then I'm just going to fill that up with water. They'll have a nice little ducky bath, duck pond for themselves. Tractor's running really good. Did a little bit of work here on the hubs, which is down here in the back. Those hub oil bolts, the taps, they were stripped basically when the tractor was rebuilt, and I just never got around to making. It was just too cold over the winter to really work on the tractor, so I got new tap bolts done on the back of the tractor here. As you can see over there, there's on the tap, on the hub, there's new bolts there, so that will make things a lot easier in getting those on and off and adding oil. So every time you run your tractor, you've got to add hub oil on these crawler tracks, because they do use up hub oil just to keep everything cool and running. Okay, so let's go down and see the new pasture gate, because I just finished that. This is just turning out awesome. So the electric fence is up and running, and I tried it on the goats. It didn't work too good for them. They found out a way on how to get the electric fence to fault and stop working. Goats are actually very smart and escape artists. So my fence, I had to buy a high fence, same as here, because they will even jump. They have jumped this fence before, but now that they've been eating a lot more and they've gained a lot more weight, it's very hard for them to jump the fence as they did before. And I've had this wind power up there that's running then too, so I've had solar and wind running for the last couple of days. It's really helped keeping the electrical bill down and everything, so that's all good. So here's the new pasture gate. I still have to get one more bag of cement, and here I got 3 bags on this side and 2 on this side, just to get it a little bit more hefty. And there's like a block down here, so there's a block down here, and I just want to kind of level this off. But the gate's working, gate open, and I got a nice pasture gate here with the animals. And if I ever get the money, I need about I would say about 200 meters of fencing, just to get fencing now down to the tractor road and around the bottom and back up here, and I could have a very good storage area for animals, for cows, for pigs, goats or sheep, and they just have a wide variety of eating on the back property here. And I feel a lot safer at night too. You know, not that some people are going to come up here, or hunters or anything like that. Putting this fence in probably makes me a lot more happier. I feel a lot more secure around here now too. So this is all good. I just need to do some cleanup work, but I just finished this right now. I did this post here on Saturday, and then I did this one on Sunday. So that's all good. And as before, I built the walkway just around the corner there. About 15 meters around the corner there is that walkway going down, and then the walkway is going to just come up here. And I thought about putting it over there, but it was too steep, and I sort of in the winter time was actually coming up here and trying this out, and this kind of is a gentle grade down, and it's really nice to hike here. So I'll be using this because I've been had this all fenced off. I've had to take the goats all the way around in the tractor road. But this all worked out very good. I'm really happy with this, as I have a gate now. I didn't use any hinges on this because I find here when you use hinges they just rust out, and then the hinges, they will basically break. So when the big rains come and that, they will just rust out, or you need to add oil and that. And I have this gauge wire like this. I have this gauge wire on my chicken thing now. It's almost 3 years on my chicken house, and it never fails me. It keeps the chickens very secure, and I'm still able to open up and close the gate and everything like that. You know, it just kind of flexes. So I'm just going to give it a little harder push so it opens up more all the way. But you only need it to open up a certain amount of distance just to get sort of in and out here. All good. It sits perfectly. Shuts perfectly. It's all sitting well together, everything like that. So I'm very happy right now that this is all in, and that I sort of have a pasture on my back property. It's only a matter of now getting some fencing around here, like some pasture fencing or some electric fencing to keep some animals in and not wandering off, sort of thing, and that they don't go up here to my garden and start eating. And the goats have been all the way in here already, and this stuff here, it just grows and grows. But there's a whole bunch of things, you know, whole bunch of things in here which they've been eating actually this morning, and they were down here. So nice view down into the valley. So it really dropped in my house. Just it really drops off here, very steep, and you know, you're sort of like almost halfway down, and it's really nice and shady. I was kind of on Friday, it was when I started this, when I started digging and that. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days to do it, and then this morning just like a couple hours here to do all the wire tying. So I just tied wire around so the fence came along here, and this skinny gauge wire here, I just tied it all together, and then I went around on the other side, and by where the door opens I just used the cutters to cut along the fence, and then that also gave me this, and then this is all tied in, and then I just opened up the door, and then the door just opens. The whole entire door cost me 39 euros, everything to make and do. And then the blacksmith, he was just like, you know, just give me a few dollars, and that was it. So, and it took him like 10 minutes to weld, less than 10 minutes. It was about 8 minutes to weld the whole entire door. He has like all the fancy equipment and everything, high-end equipment, which really gives the heat and things like that. So he's a really good plasma welder, and it just zaps it and then just welds everything nice together in a few seconds. Okay. On to the next things around here. Which will be coming pretty soon is the gardening, as I said, the melons, the cucumbers. We have like a baratieri and things like cucumber, melon, squash. I was down at the garden center and she had some sprouts already there for squash and that, so That's all good. And the olive trees growing here. So this is Tony Casa Esmeralda. If you like my videos, please do like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button down below. Thank you for those who have liked and subscribed. I hope I've inspired you to go outside to grow your own food, to live off the land, and just enjoy nature in itself. Oh, and I've been trying something else, which is grounding, which I'll probably do a video on next.